The Matrix almost got me. Wendy was on speed dial. Asta was freaking out. What is going on, guys? So good to see you. You're going to have to just guess at the code words I was just using. We are in the Matrix. We're going to have some fun. We're doing it live. Who's in here? CBB? Anybody in here? Yes. Kim, she knows all the things already. Maybe not all the things. Good to see you. What's up, Charles Mack? The web chat master. You're going to love this one. If you are someone in AI that you love the web chat, you love web agents, you want to place your brand, your work all over the web, on every website, you want your name on it. That's the way I kind of look at it. Charles is the man. Robert. Yes, the cool kids are always early, and I'm always late. And I hate that. What is going on? You know, I love shouting out my people. All of you watching are my people, and I hope you consider me yours. We're having fun. I talked to Miss Denise on the phone today. Good to see you. What's going on, Hans? I saw that you had some PayMeGPT time. We'll see if we can't get somebody hooked up here tonight. Nasty. My man, the new daddy-o on the house. All the way from Puerto Rico. What's up, Jose? What is going on? All the people. Mir. All right, cool. We're going to get right into it. We're going to have some fun. First, we're going to talk some chat GPT builder, chatbot builder, baby. How do y'all like GPT-5, by the way? Y'all loving it or hating it? That's what I really want to know. John P's in the house. What's up, John? What is up, man? Good to see you. So far. Oh, what's this? Dude, I love the software. Oh, wow. Yes. I'm so glad to hear it. Are you a CBB fan, or are you into PayMeGPT yet? Man, we're going to have some fun. Love 5. All right, so let's do this. Good evening, Jeff. Good to see you. All right, we're going to get right into it. I'll make sure the music's not crazy, bumping like I like it. All right, cool. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. I'm CBB. I didn't know that you're about to find out. You're going to find out. Everybody's going to find out what it is, what this is all about. Oh, we've got royalty in the building. What's up, Marissa? It's been too long. Good to see you. Good to see you. Dude, I hope I have audio. If not, someone yell at me. I think I fixed it. All right, cool. We're going to get right into this thing and show you some stuff. All right, cool. So let's start sharing my screen here. If any of you have questions, as always, please just let me know, and I'll do everything I can to answer them for you. Just make sure this music's not blasting you, and we'll be ready to rock now. All right. You know, the funniest things when you go live, you never know what's going to happen. And today, the funniest thing that happened as I was going live, the freaking keyboard. It's like those moments of truth. It'd be so much easier to be like, oh, it messed up on a bad start. But I literally can I share my history on here? Literally, the last thing I was looking at was how to get the keyboard connected. This was you can't even type on my Mac keyboard. It's like messed up a little bit, I guess. So I was like, oh my God, right before I go live, the keyboard, my wireless keyboard's not going to work. So literally just ChatGPT did. Isn't that funny how times have just changed? We're chatting for search results now. I didn't even think about Google. You know, I love Gemini. No hate to Gemini, but I thought that was pretty funny. And that's why I was late. So there you go. Stupid keyboard. We're all good now, and I got a good battery on the camera, so we should be all good in the hood. So let's first start off in a chatbot busy world, and we're going to talk about JSON agents and why they're important. And I'm not going to go too deep into it because we've done several videos on this, but if you do have questions, let me know. JSON Army is the name of this account that I'm creating here. If you're new with us in CBB right now, just so you know, you're always welcome to create an account. You have 14 days to play for free, and we foot the bill on the API cost, so you don't even need an API key. The goal is to make things as easy as possible for you to make incredible bots, incredible agents for yourself or for other businesses. And a lot of CBB Nation They are agencies or entrepreneurs or business owners, not only making things for themselves, but other people. And so we're going to be talking about two different softwares tonight. CBB is the #1 platform for AI-powered business communication in the world. I don't know of anything better. Okay. If there was, I would own up to it and be like, we're going to beat them one day. Don't think anyone's close. All the things you could ever want to do, you can do and patch together. And some people make the most gnarly, amazing automations and AI systems. And that's what Altman, by the way, stresses. It's people get hung up over like terminology or just a wrapper, which I'll talk about that if you'd like. You guys that are using CBB to its potential, you're not building a chatbot. You're building an AI system. And that is what Altman says that are going to make the real money in the future now and going forward. And a lot of people that have been with us since 2023, now it's like, okay, now they're known for being an AI or chatbots or agents, whatever the terminology is. And all those people that used to, all the time I'd get to talk to because they're asking this or asking that, they're just flying now. And many of you are just about to take hold too. I just know. And we'll talk about the new solution that just might be the thing that you've been looking for. I just have a feeling that it might be. But first, let's talk about JSON. Nobody really, I say this with, this is my opinion. I think it would be absolutely a waste of time for 99% of CBB Nation to ever think about learning what the heck, how to hand code JSON, or really any code for that matter, because it's just demoralizing if you spend all this time to try to learn this thing that AI is going to do 1,000 times better than you. This is just where we are. And a lot of people don't want to come to grips with that. I'm telling you, you should embrace it and then use this to be your superpower. You can do it all basically. And there's much proof of this. Okay. Making chatbots traditionally has depended upon something like a flow builder. So let's just create a new flow here. The entire journey of a chatbot builder is going to be comprised of connecting nodes. This is like what you do. Okay. These different nodes or blocks, they all do different things. Here we have a massive amount of things that you can do. There's not another tool I know of that gives you more control than we do outside of using code, which again, this is just going to be a thing. I think people look back and they're like, that was slow. Like, how long did that take? It used to take months to make a program. Now it'll take a snap. I think that's where we're going. So you have many different things. The most common thing you're going to have is an element called the text, what we call the text element. You can do many things. You can add custom fields like, hey, first name, if you have the first name. Okay, all this is kind of basic stuff for you veterans, I know. But I'm just trying to show some people you have all of the tools at your disposal. Now, here's the sad truth. Okay, the reason that people have not loved chatbots since they were introduced, like the first one was like back in the 60s or something, Eliza or something like that, I don't remember. But recently, say the past decade, the reason that they haven't just been amazing is because they're rigid and they're so structured, and that's not the way humans talk. You can tell by the way I talk, okay? I'm not reading a script. So a robot, pre-ChatGPT, pre-dialogue flow, but really pre-ChatGPT, required a whole lot of thought process, a whole lot of thinking, what if this happens? For example, here's a great one. And this is something that the moment I saw this, I was like, amazing. Let's look at one of my favorite elements, the get user data element. What we're doing here is we're asking a question. Can't do my thing tonight. Hey, what is your name? Okay. So what we would do here, we would get a text. We already have, it's really nice, by the way. You don't have to make it from scratch every time. 3 fields made for the name: first name, last name, full name. Full name is like the safest bet, and we automatically can parse things for you. But here's what happens. Okay, this is built in. A lot of platforms out there. Shout out to N8N, by the way. That's a ruckus right now. If you know, you know. I had to laugh at that. I know Jose's laughing from Puerto Rico. What happens here is, if we detect that what has been sent isn't correct, we have the ability to say, that's not what we wanted. For full name, we don't have the same ability to detect was what sent a compatible email address, for example. We have a field for email already. This is what we're looking for. The reply type we're looking for is email. We're going to save the response in email. So for example, if the person says, my email is ryan@aol.com, you're getting this message right here, or whatever you define, that says, sorry, what you've entered is not valid. Please try again. And what happens is you're sitting there as like the customer or the contact thinking, well, what the heck? You're stupid. I just typed my name is, or my email is whatever, Ryan@AOL is right there. Because it wasn't just the email, that's very frustrating because the system's going to reject it and the user's going to have to type it in again. This is the reason why people are like, ugh, I don't want to talk to this thing. Okay, so if you were very creative, or if you knew how to use more of machine learning tools like Dialogflow, you could get around a lot of this. And this is like a superpower. So instead of having to collect, all right, first I need the name, then, and sometimes you're going to have to do this, I get it. Then I'm going to need the phone number. So I'm asking for the phone. And then again, it's going to have to be exactly the correct phone number. Otherwise, it's going to be rejected. And they're going to be like, what you've entered is not valid. Try again. And you can obviously change that yourself. Right? So look, I'm having to ask one by one. And I'm having to make sure things are essentially perfect. Okay? Now, we don't need to do that with, what is it, everybody? Functions. Functions can take care of everything. Okay? Whenever you're collecting data, automatically, naturally, no matter what they say, you don't have to worry about filling these in each time. The function just does it for you. This is post ChatGPT, so only 2023. So if you think you are behind, I'm going to tell you a secret. A lot of folks that are just now getting into building AI solutions, you're at an advantage because you're not having to unlearn things. Okay, the people that have been building these things since 2017, many of us have had a hard time to understand, like, well, I don't want to let go of all this control. I want to control every part of the conversation because I know if I don't, then the odds of the conversion happening, the sale, whatever, the lead is going to go down. And we don't want the client or customer of ours to feel like, oh, well, my AI is dumb, my chatbot's dumb. ChatGPT's API essentially solved this problem overnight. Nobody expected it, no matter what they say. So instead of having to build out all of these flows, which, I mean, honestly, I like building flows. I do. You can get very creative, do all sorts of fun stuff, add images, add videos. You can do all these things. Some people's flows get giant. Okay. You don't want to go too big. The problem is, if anything goes outside of your plan in a conversation, which is highly possible, it becomes a less quality experience. It becomes that rigid, it's a bot, it's not smart. That's what they think. As soon as it doesn't recognize a phone number, email, or something like that, you're cooked. The person will think it's dumb. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. So this is old school way. Now, what's the new school way, Ryan? I'll show you. So rather than, for example, having to put everything all into a giant flow, what you could do is you could now use JSON right in the flow builder. Now, to give you an idea, what again is this? I'm going to see if I can't get my little notepad up here. Here we go. So this is going to be a very easy example. We have these examples in the documentation. You just search under JSON. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use, I'm going to teach you guys something maybe you don't know as well for even the veterans here. the text element by itself is not equipped to handle a massive amount of text by itself. This is just database stuff. It'll go slow if it's too big, basically. So even though I've got this nice JSON here that I want to use, it's not going to fit. Okay, so how do you solve that, Ryan? Easy peasy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit add content. I'm going to click on actions, and I'll do set custom field. The custom fields can handle up to 10,000 characters. So you have all the room you could ever think of. So what I'll do here is I think I'll use AI JSON. We have a custom field built in already for you. You could use your own, obviously. We're going to set the value to, and the value is going to be the entire JSON string here. So I'm not using any AI here in this example, but this isn't a great example whenever you want things to be dynamic with language. For example, you wouldn't want to make a flow. When I just saw someone do this last week, they made 5 or 6 different flows to accommodate these different languages. And I'm like, man, you did it. That's great. But AI is supposed to handle that for you now. And life's supposed to be easy. All right. So let's click save here. And we can see the custom field has all this JSON that I copied. I need to add in the custom field to print it. So what's happening here is we're setting the AI JSON to what I had on my notes and what's on the documentation. This JSON string, which I don't even like looking at it. It's ugly, I know, right? So here, I'm just gonna preview this, and we should see a nice looking messages. You see that? Boom. Right? And so if I have a default reply turned on, I could click something here and we'll get another message. All right. Specify what deals you want. And this is the magic of CBB. Immediately out of the box, without having to do pretty much anything, you already have a working AI chat and web chat that just works. You don't have, this is the reason I make a new account every time. So we're starting from scratch, square one. I didn't have to go to any toggles, any settings. I didn't have to add a key. It's just working. Okay. So that's something I wanted to show you here. If I refresh, we should see the exact same quick replies. And again, it's very fast. There's no AI even used here. All right. So I'll show you, for those that just don't know, you do have the ability to use this in your AI hub now. So what I would do is I would make a new agent, call it something like general agent, or main agent. And I'll check the comments here. I haven't looked at those yet. So if you guys have questions, I'll see them in a second. So you're a helpful agent, and I'll say, I'll add in the whole deal like I like to use. We'll do it like this. Boom. All right, cool. So it just says, you're a helpful assistant. Zoom in for you if I can. Your response is going to be in a single JSON array containing one message. Here's what we're telling our agent to include in the message. Short prompt asking about sales, 6 quick replies, each starting with an emoji. The title and the payload values are going to be identical. This is like the main key thing, but I would encourage you to just copy and paste this stuff into ChatGPT and give any sort of mix that you possibly want. But we'll have the strict output. I found this helps. And again, this is all we're looking at. These are brackets that are just nesting these together. If you've not really seen much of this, all we're looking at is, this is text. This is what we should see, something along these lines. These are the quick replies. Okay. And I might do one other thing. I'll say, just to make a point, we'll say hashtag important. Always make sure the quick replies. I didn't want to do a hashtag on that thing. Shoot. Sorry. I'll say, always make sure the quick replies are in the same exact language that the user is speaking in the conversation. Make them dynamic to stay relevant. should be all I need. Not irrelevant, relevant. All right, cool. So if you didn't know how to use our new AI hub, it's very easy. You're on default GPT-5. You don't need to mess with anything here. It should just work right out of the box for you. Verbosity, we'll see. I'm going to put this on low. This should work just fine at least. And let's click save. Yeah, cool. Save. And so what we'll click here is set this as your default agent. This is the same thing as placing it in the settings in the previous life. Okay, one update ago. Now I can test it from right here. So I'll click test. And it's not sending me a welcome message, okay? So that's one thing that you might want to make sure that you're aware of, is waiting on you to test it. So I'm going to just say, hey, who are you? And we should get us a good answer. Boom. How can I help you with sales today? I'm going to refresh. And you know what I'll do? Here's a good trick, actually. If you want to make sure you clear the conversation just really quickly, you can add this little trick to the URL. It's an and sign, LC, load content equals 0. And that'll make sure there's no messages. So I'll click here and it'll be fresh, waiting on me to go again. That's also in PayMeGPT, by the way. Here I'll say, hola, ¿cómo estás, mi amigo? Let's see what happens here. Should be in Spanish is what the goal is. Boom, boom, boom. So this was such a hard thing. So let me explain this too. All I've had to do here is I just went into this main agent. Here's where like your instruction would go for whatever business you're working on. You're a helpful assistant for Ryan's restaurant located on Hilton Head. You help guests do lots of fun things and answer questions. Okay, so like there's the prompt. You could make it as large as you want, but like this is the thing. This is like the instruction and the show and tell. Shout out Danny, of how to like make it look. So I'll show one more example of this with some images and stuff, but I just want you to get the idea. So I can click save, and actually what I could do, let's use this theory. What I want to do is I'm going to copy everything here, go over to ChatGPT, and I'm going to say something like this. I'm going to say, rewrite this entire thing exactly in this format, but make it more restaurant centric, especially with the JSON examples. I really need to figure out how to say JSON to make it work. All right, so what's going to happen here, hopefully, is it's going to change these quick replies. It's going to be more restaurant related. How can I help you? And I'm going to, great job, GPT-5. We need the whole thing, dummy. Include the instructions and then the JSON. Figured it out. Real time. You're the helpful assistant for Ryan's restaurant located on Hilton Head, blah, blah, blah. All right, copy. So I just changed up the whole game, right? Let's go back here. Paste that thing. The trick that you'll have to remember, otherwise it'll print raw JSON, which is what you don't want. You want to take away this guy, remove these 3 symbols there, characters, and the same thing here. You don't want that. Everything else is perfect. Just those little 3, they look like apostrophes, okay? And this changed perfectly. So this should work great. Save. Let's test that thing. Who are you and what do you do? Should say or something from Ryan's restaurant with quick replies. Does it? Bam, perfect. Hi, I'm Ryan's restaurant assistant. Speak to a manager. This is gonna connect me to a human function. It's gonna say, all right, got you. How can I assist you with your dining service? I'll connect you to a manager now. I'm just curious now. Do we have the inbox there? No. Okay, it didn't trigger good. I didn't necessarily want it to. Actually, you know what we needed to do here is look, this is your connect to human web search. So this is some really cool tools we're adding to the arsenal for you guys to just build some amazing things. let's show you one more example. I'm going to show you a cool example with a Google Sheet with lots of images. This is a Google Sheet that you would typically have to do. You'd have to use a Google Sheet action. You'd have to maybe use a couple of them to grab a row or grab the information from a couple different sheets, put them together, and then piece together your galleries. But this is a new, more fun way to do it, that's for sure, is with JSON. I'll pull up a sheet here. I like to find my restaurants. Hopefully we'll find one with some decent images still. New restaurants here. Let's see. Will this be a working link? Looks like it. All right, so here's what I'm doing. This is a restaurant menu. Typically, you'd be working with the Google Sheets tool to populate your carousels. The issue here is if someone's making a request that is more specific, for example, you might have a hard time accommodating all the different ways you could use this information in a flow builder setting. This is like one of the main things that I want you to really understand. If I wanted to show all of the information here, it's going to take quite a few. If you're really good, it's maybe less than 5. It's going to take a few different blocks. You're going to have an action block to get the Google Sheets. You're going to have to connect to Google Sheets. You're going to have to do a few things. Getting it set up just takes a little bit of time. So instead of doing all that crazy stuff, we can use the information here. Okay, so I'm going to copy. Well, first I'll go ahead and I'll get the instructions that I have for the mixed media. We'll also make ChatGPT maybe play around with this. So let's copy this and we'll say, let's go back. I'm going to say, perfect, good job. Now do the exact same thing, ensuring you stay with the strict format that we're providing. Make it for restaurants and include the elements that we provide here below. All right, cool. Shout out Jose. This is Jose's MCP example. Okay, so 3 square cards. You see, we're just prompting. We're prompting what we want the bot to sound like, how to reply, and the format in which the replies should come. So in this case, it's cards, carousel, quick replies, no typing delay, which you can now use, by the way. You can make the typing delay happen. Book a table, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. So what I'll do here is I'm going to just grab this information. I think it'll probably just work out of the box if we just drop it in like it's hot. Maybe that's what I'll do. We'll just test it, and I'm not afraid to fail. So what I'll do is I'm going to come back over here to my AI hub. Click on my main agent here, my main man. And I'm going to just pop it in there just like that. Making sure that I do remove these characters that will come with ChatGPT. All right, that's looking good. Inside of a message, use a carousel, template, sub, like all that looks great. So then what I'll do is I'll say, when it is relevant, here is the data to use to populate your messages with your dynamic content. I think that'll be okay. So I've got, that looks good. So now I'm going to just grab all of the information here, the whole sheet, copy that thing, paste that thing. This extra space comes from Google Sheets and other programs. What you're going to do is just hold down Shift, for example, and you can just delete it. There it is. So boom. I remember doing this a year ago when Gemini came out. I just dumped everything exactly like this in the prompt just because of the context window. And I was like, oh my gosh, it worked, you know, and that context window is crazy. All right, cool. So this all looks good. So what I'll do here I'm going to just test it with no examples, like break my own rule. All this looks fine. I've not read. I need you to sit back and understand. We've not read any of this. I know the menu's like what it is. Where's my links at to make sure I do see those? There's the links. And sometimes the links aren't even going to be like sometimes formatting, like when you're copying and pasting from certain things. And the AI is so good, it just like fixes them most of the time. So let's just see what we can get here. Yeah, we got lots of good links. Let's click save. I'll quit yapping. And let's test that mug. First of all, I don't even know what is on this menu. Beauty and the Beat. Chips and dip. Deviled eggs. Pork. Okay, so let's make sure this is going to have 6 wings. Okay, let's click on this. Make sure there's going to actually be a picture. All right, cool. So I'm going to say, hey, what's up? How you doing? Just keep it simple to begin with. Let's see what we get. It's going to be a surprise. I think maybe just a quick reply here. Okay, cool. So there's a menu. I'm going to say, I don't know why you just did that. I just want to see wings, dog. Chicken wings. Let's see if we get it. You gonna give us some chicken wings? I bet you they will. Come on. Let me get them. Bam, boy. 6 wings, 12 wings, wing sauces. I see the price right here, but I'm just going to ask it. Listen, man, you don't got to keep on sending me pictures. Just tell me how much the wings cost. Come on. Let's see what it does. It's thinking about it. Parsing together. I feel the AGI. All right, it still gave me the thing. So what I need to do is following my instructions better than it's following the user's instructions, which is basically what you want. And I've noticed this in the different models. What I'm going to do, and I want you, if you're using JSON agents, this is what I want you to do. I'm not doing this for my health. I'm trying to show you the way to do it so it makes you more healthy. It doesn't drive you crazy to do some more complex things, especially when you've got things like ChatGPT 5. So I'm going to be like, keeping with the same structure. I want you to rewrite this top to bottom, but I want you to include conversation examples so that in cases the user is saying something that doesn't require an image, you just return text and relevant quick replies. Alternatively, if the user asks to see a dish, or you think it is a good idea to show a card or carousel, we want to see an example of each of those at the bottom of what you're going to reproduce. Son, I will say I've noticed a pretty solid difference myself. It's not what everybody was thinking it was going to be. That's all like fanboying out over OpenAI. So look, what are your hours? Look, so this is exactly what you want though. What are your hours? And then boom, here's the response. Open daily. Here's the thing. Here's quick replies. All right. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. So good. That's going to be good. All right, cool. If you want, I can build a dynamic. I don't need the logic map, dog. So we'll copy this and we'll throw it right back in. All right. And I'm going to delete all the crap he says. I'm assuming it's a he. ChatGPT. Remove these little guys right here. Make sure I don't have any hiding on me. We could programmatically take them away, but in the case someone needs them, it becomes a problem. And CBB. All right, let's make sure I get the last of them. I think that's it. All that's Gucci. Example menu. We're going to have to do the one thing that we would maybe forget. And we're going to add back in our data since ChatGPT didn't decide to regurgitate that, which could on a late night totally throw you off. Only use the following data below to populate anything that is going to need to be accurate related to the menu. for images, cards, and carousels. All right. Boom. And so again, I'm going to make sure I delete that white space. That Google Sheets just drops in. Just make it more better. There it is. All right. Bam. Save, sucker. All right, let's test her out. Let's see if we solve that issue. So I'm going to be like, hey, what's up, man? Anybody there? I got a couple questions about your place. All right, so let's see what's going to happen. Boom, baby. Hey, we're here. All right, so now what I'll do is I'll say view menu. I'll just click. Oh, come on. There she is. And it said square card. Okay, so like here, I'm like in certain cases, your stuff might need to be in a square card, but we said that specifically in the prompt. That's why it's looking a little off. I'm gonna literally say I'm gonna go back. Let's see where it says square. Does it? Rewrite that whole thing and make sure we don't have any examples where we're explicitly calling for a square. All right, so that'll like literally run that. Got it. Here it is. Without any, yeah. So I guess there was some. That was just my guess. All right, so I'm going to copy this. We'll just see if that worked, and then we'll move on to the next thing, unless we've got questions I need to answer about CBB Bizzle. Just remove these guys real fast. Okay, I think that should be pretty solid. I don't see any. Sometimes they sneak in on you. All right, I think we're Gucci. All right, let's save that mug. And let's try it one more time. I want to see some deviled eggs. You got any? I just remember that was from the menu. Deviled eggs. Oh no, that was a broken image. Look. Let's see, where did I see that thing? Oh, they got a barbecue pork. Let's look at that one and see if it'll be okay. Cool. Let's do that so I can redeem myself. I was just kidding, man. Show me the barbecue sandwich, please. Oh, dadgummit. It might not have got that in the link there. Let's click on book a table. I just want to see what that's going to look like. It should just give us quick replies and no image, I would think. Yes. Sure, I can book that. What party and what size? Right. I think you guys probably get that. So let's just see what happens tonight at 7 p.m., even though it's 10, 11, which, okay, that is a great idea. What we could do. Let's do that. Let's see if we can prompt that. I'm going to say that a lot of the things that could be related to restaurants are time related. I'll say important. I'll say do your best to include relevant times in the quick replies. If the user requests to book a table, populate them based on the current time, which is, and what you'll do here is you'll use a custom field. It'll be 2 brackets. It'll be current underscore user underscore time, not timer, time. All right, so it's current user time. That should be solid. I am gonna just be like, give us one example. Give one more example where in plain text, the user says they want to book a reservation and you are to respond with available time slots with an emoji. It should work. Bam. It's exactly what I wanted. All right. I love when it is perfect and fast. Like, it does feel kind of good. And so I'll give the example here. All right. I'll make sure I remove this guy here. All right, cool. And I could probably have more rules, but that's fine. I'll say this, important. This is a Freestyle Friday type thing. I'll say the last time that we can take a reservation is 11:30 p.m. All right, cool. Let's try that thing out, dude. That's a fun little deal there. All right, so I'm going to say, hey, what's up? Anybody there? Gonna come back with the quick replies only, I would think. Yep. All right, so let's do book a table. Should take in the current time in consideration, and it should populate. Here are, boom, boy, come on, man. I just made that one up too, son. This is when you just go ahead and rock them things on there. Like, I'm just kidding. That feels good. I thought that would work, man. That's baller. Is it just me? I could be the nerd here. Do you have anybody talking? Now you can hear me. Oh man, yeah, y'all are probably getting me for a minute, right? Let's see. Who do we got? Do we have any questions? Oh, Mr. Bush, President Bush is in the house. Yes. Basics are important. Humanize. Yes. All right. Shout out, John. What's up, baby? Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Me llamo Ryan. You see that rolling of the R? Boy, Philippe. What's going on? This dude is the bomb. Wait, what? Yes, you can do it, man. I hope that's what you're seeing. All of this, all you have to do, and John, you're OG. I'm so glad you're here tonight, bro. All you have to do is just prompt it, baby. That's the whole thing, you know. And you still have full control. This is what nothing can match. CBB platforms that gives you all the control and the power to do the things that you want to do. Like, you're not limited in any way. The only way to have more control is just to write the code yourself, which is not a good use of most people's time. No agency should be writing code unless they're a dev agency. It's a waste of time to me. Like, I just get I get hype about that kind of stuff. Can you tell ChatGPT? So you're a genius, bro. You're a genius. Let's try that, dude, because that's such a annoying thing. So what I'll do is I'll copy this and I'll say, all right, listen, every single time that you reproduce the thing I want, it's 99.9% perfect. But as my homie pointed out, you're including these characters unintentionally whenever we click on the copy button where you have the code. We see these three characters at the top and the bottom. Can you write that again in a different way and ensure you don't include these characters? And so what I'll do, such a great idea. To have so many of those, like, why didn't I think of that? All right, so that's already cleaned from there, it looks like. So I need to take it from here, copy, and it's this. And I'll say and, because it's really as a pair. Hit this one. This is exactly what you don't want, because if it comes into your prompt like that, it will not work unless you're like our homie and just like you're a genius and you're like can prompt the crap out of it in your prompt, which is highly possible. Try again from the top to bottom. Don't skip anything. Sam Altman sweating. Let's see if it. It looks like that's gonna work. That's not. It doesn't look like our cascade. It doesn't look like our design. Our let's see. It looks like it might. It looks like it. That's not correct. This is not correct. But let's just see. Let's just see. I'm just curious. I'll rewrite these. Da, 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 da. All right. I don't know if it'll work. They aren't there, but this character's there, which shouldn't be. That could potentially mess us up. There's not really a need for the, I think that'll mess us up. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, I don't see it there printing. Why did we get this? What we could do is like literally just copy and paste it like without their button, and it will work. To answer your question, I'm sure that. So if I just use the old-fashioned way to select all versus using the copy button, I think it will work, which does already save time. You see what I'm looking at here are these backslashes. You don't want those. Perfect. Come on, dude. Let's see if it works. Drop your vote. Is it going to work, or is it going to print the raw JSON? Hey, what's up, man? Anybody there? Will it work? I think it's going to work. Oh, you just got the hack. You just hacked it, baby. Nation. Nobody does it like CBB, man. Thank you for that, dude. Austin, we got to like hook him up with something for that. That was a genius. Oh, man, we always having fun over here, baby. Oh, you ready to see the voodoo? I'll show you that voodoo. I insist the clause. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm not gonna argue with that. Okay, it's like telling Chat. Okay, yeah, all the dashes. Yeah, those are the most annoying thing. That was such a great tip, right? I think so too. So you guys got any questions, or should I show y'all some CBB, some CB Bizzle? Is that what we should do? Or excuse me, PayMeGPT, PayMeGPTizzle. I'm gonna just show you one thing I think that I haven't published yet. Let me see if it is. I can confidently show this to you, and I'll start sharing my screen. This is kind of a big deal. Can I show it? I think I will. Yeah, I think we'll have to. Yeah, I think we'll have to. I'll show you a screenshot of this part, and I'll make the update a little bit later tonight, but I think you're gonna really like it. Give me a second here. And see, there's a lot of brands out there, a lot of software companies, all sorts of businesses that don't really listen to their people, but we're not one of those companies. So when people say stuff, we listen. All right, so I want to just make sure I do have these screenshots so I can show you, like literally they work. I even have the link itself. I just don't have it live quite yet on that side, but let's jump on over to PayMeGPTizzle. So here we are, PayMeGPT. All right, so make sure you guys can see everything okay. I'm having a flow withdrawal shakes. You're about to have them even worse, Marissa. It's the next thing's gonna make you feel like Final Destination. So here's PayMeGPT. If you haven't seen it, this is a project that I've become pretty passionate about because I think it's going to allow people that want to do a certain set of things that I've just not totally there's not really existed before, but they'll only focus on, for example, the web channel. Okay. Which is totally cool. But generally, I've always pushed and I've always gone the CBB way forever, multi-channel. Okay, but it's a new day and age. Agents did not exist back then. No matter what anybody says, they didn't exist until 2023-ish, when the API for OpenAI really became a thing. And now agents, and you're probably sick of hearing that word, agentic agents. This is the thing. This is what the future is. And I'll hopefully be able to show you the reason for that. But this is PayMeGPT. We have a nice little web chat here. You can do all sorts of fun things, including switch dark mode. You can have an agent switcher. I can switch to old Snoopbot. I could show you the paywall, the rich media gallery, the core concept of PayMeGPT was inspired by you guys at CBB Nation for the most part. It was, how do we monetize these GPTs that OpenAI sold us that was going to replace the App Store? That was like really the thing, going to replace the App Store. That didn't happen, to say the least. Now, that might happen someday, somehow in the future. But one thing that was always a thing since the day that GPTs came out is, how do you make money off of these things? How do you monetize them? Okay, that's like the thing. We'll just say hi. See, make sure my little dude's awake. And so like, this is something that I think that we really solved really well. I'll show you what I mean. Let's use our agent switcher here, and let's switch to the paywall agent. Okay. The number one core thing that we did in fact do, I think better than anyone, is Paygate a custom GPT, which a GPT is the same exact thing that we just made with the JSON agent. That is a GPT by all technical terms, because it's made with OpenAI for one, but it's custom instructions with tools. Sometimes web search is a tool that we have now, is like literally those things. However, it's meant for business communication. The core reason for CBB to exist is business communication. People use it for other things, but certain niches, like what you see here, it's not been a thing that it was designed to do. It was not ever designed to paywall. Shout out Mir, paywall a web chat. Could you do it? Sure. You're going to have to find a way that is not a native solution, but people do it every day, which is great. There's all sorts of solutions to do this. Many people put CBB web chat right into their apps on the Google and Apple Store. You could do that as well. But you couldn't easily paywall it, for example. So in this case, the idea is I say hi. I'll get my little quick replies here. Hey, how can I assist you? And what happens? Now I've got one message left. So I'll click, do you know what time it is or what day it is? How smart are you? Bam, son. Paywall immediately. It knows what's up. The message went in there and it smacks you. Now, depending on your device, depending on your internet, maybe it's instant, maybe it's a second, but it's like the timer doesn't fail. So I could enter my email address here, and automatically the next thing that's happening is I'm getting a text message because I'm signed into a link where it actually already knows I'm in here. I could click confirm and pay the thing. I paid all the $2 charges this week. They're going to think I'm like doing something crazy. You pay the thing, confirm, and you hit pay. And it'll let you get back into the chat. Let's put my email address in here. Confirm. And now I can go previous purchase. And we'll see verify. Bam. There it is, unlimited access. There's the answer to the question. Additionally, you have the ability to verify your purchase here. So if I was to refresh, or if I get into a different session or whatever, or something like this here, I'm on a different machine, we're strict on that paywall, baby. I could go here, enter it, or before I even send a message, if I haven't yet on a new device, I can go here, verify the purchase. Super easy. I've not seen a better solution as far as paywalling a widget, which you're in full control of. And thanks to CBB, there's lots of different ways to be able to paywall that, which was what I'll show you now, which I wasn't able to show the previous time because I didn't have all the ideas there that you guys did. So literally I was showing you guys, and in the comments, you're like, oh, can we do this? Can we do that? It's like, not right now. We're gonna be able to do that. Genius. So let's sign in here. Here's our dashboard. There's been some improvements maybe since the last time some of you have logged in. I still got one more update to push after this live goes down. We see my purchase that just came through. Click on that guy. Here's me. Here's my successful purchase right here. View the contact. Bam. So here is the conversation. If I wanted to talk to this person and make sure the AI did not talk over me, I could simply turn off the toggle here. I've got lots of tracking information. Okay, one thing that you're going to find if you pay attention here to this walkthrough I do, there are just things that sometimes we have to kind of live with. And one of those things in CBB is we don't necessarily know who the guests are that are coming to your chat. And to be compliant with all these different platforms like Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff, we have to treat data in a certain way. In PayMeGPT, because we're not integrated in any other channel, we're just web, we're kind of not bound to those same rules. We can kind of do what we want to do in a sense. So one of the things I wanted to do immediately was like track locations of people. I wanted to be able to track who are these people. Like something for me in all of digital, you see all these metrics and analytics and stats. It just doesn't feel real to me unless I can like put a face to it in some kind of way. It's impossible to do that on web, necessarily. I can't, take someone's picture yet. I mean, with agent, maybe you could with an AI, but that is not maybe as powerful as like knowing raw, real data. So that was something that I really focused on. So you'll be able to see IP address. You'll know as much as you possibly can in a situation like this. We see the total messages, when they became a contact. Here is the direct link that I could copy, and it would take me to the conversation that I was having, which is a good thing in this case. Which one? Yeah, so that's exactly, this is the conversation. That's funny. Let's see, and I am the user, so that makes sense. I can show you here, you can edit things, very simple, but effective. Let's go back. This is the contacts page. Everything is, as much as it can be, very mobile friendly. I'm someone who likes to be able to see data tables when I can. So here you'll be able to scroll even on your phone, which is like how we do it on CBB, but we've dressed up the UI just a little bit, I think. You'll be able to see the different locations. See someone from Cali coming through, they bumped in, and then they later on sent a message, and then they got a welcome message, sent a message and a reply. We can see which voice provider, and that's one thing that I was a big deal on. Like so many people from CBB wanted that streaming voice chat, and so now you have that built in for both providers. This is a recent from the last live that we did. Block contact. I've never been more gangster on blocking a contact. You hit block contact here, and now I can see the IP address that's in the system. If the user email is there, we'd have that. We can block them in a different variety of ways. This is such a great idea. I forgot who had it, but there's so many great ideas that came from that, and Kim's office hours. Your reason and notes. If you want to allow it to expire, you can. But I thought that was a really cool ad. And some people, you just do need to block them, if you can at all. So yeah, that's a fun feature. Come back over here. Let's go look at the dashboard. You've got your basic analytics, which I just I'm still polishing this up just a little bit, but you can see I went ham with analytics. You're probably not so used to seeing because they're hard to get. So I can see all the different devices people are using. Very interesting to see, almost a split mobile versus desktop. You can see who's using Linux. Don't look at me. You can see iOS, Mac, different browsers here, your top performing agents, and then your list of agents with their pagination here, and then revenue. We might need to bump revenue to the top here. Okay, we'll come back to revenue because I've got a special treat. This is the thing I almost want to just press update now, but I want to run through it one more time. But it'll be something fun here for your agents. So follow up money, Darth Vader. Here are your agents, and you have different views here. And so let's make an agent. All right, and let's just make one really fast. We'll just say let's just do the example I like to do, Reebok. So many people know Reebok, okay? So I can go through the whole deal here. I can just click create. You could just go off to the races and preview, and it will actually just work out of the box. There's nothing there, but I'll just say, hey, you don't even need a key. We do supply Nano for you, but to get all the models, the really good models, you do want to use your own key. And so we made an agent. Now let's make it better. By the way, to share the agent, you have a direct link, you have loading, iframe, duplicate, QR code, pause bot. QR code, this will bump you right into the edit agent menu here. Click it here. I can say August special, right? This is for the August special 2025. Bam. So there's a QR code. Kind of cool. It does have a tracking ID. So you're going to know who scans and when. You will click on the eyeball here. It'll take you to the contacts that have scanned. It automatically filters that for you. Another cool thing, when you have data, you can, let's click here. Let's go back to edit and show you like the actual thing. I like dark mode better, by the way. It looks sexier. Okay. So basic information. I've got a tracking URL. So this is going to be for if you want to have that vanity link, you want to show your brand, Reebok. Okay. Again, Reebok. I might want to do all little letters here. Reebok. Chat now. Say something like that. Chat now. And appearance. Okay, this is going to be a good thing to check out. Change your color here. Make it be whatever you want. Let's use a purple here. Appearance. So then I've got my custom avatar. Drop in your avatar if you'd like. Same thing for a background. Shout out to Kevin. This is a really good idea. If you do upload a background, by the way, I'll show you something kind of cool. Take this guy here. Wait till it saves on my machine. Let's hit upload here. Upload. And so then you're going to have some additional options. Again, like you guys are the ones that have had so many of my early beta testers, my super OGs. Y'all had some awesome ideas. And so you've got a darkness scale here. You can change the positioning just how you like it if you need to. It's a very handy little feature. You can remove the background. You can now obviously easy change all the icons. Still thinking about making a way you can upload or use any like Lucid icon you like, but for now, I've tried to give you the very best ChatGPT approved icons. File uploads, if you want to allow your people. Mir has made an amazing bot, by the way, with file uploads. I'll let her tell you about that if she wants, but it's amazing. I just experienced, and it's beautiful, by the way. Like I've been loving to see these early creations. Pop-up messages, what I was saying earlier, all these little things that have just been an annoyance or just not like I'll say a purpose-built attribute. I tried to remember all of these things and say, okay, all the pain points, let's just try to make something super easy and give them a command center. Like they can just do everything fast. There's no flows here. All right, so I'll say, hey, oops, I didn't mean to hit enter. Reebok bot. I'll just go back here and say, hey there, hey 3, hey there. All right. There's your pop-up delay. When do you want it to pop up? All the way up from a minute. You can choose greeting and personality. This is where it gets fun. So here's my welcome message, standard. Maybe I'll just add a hand or something here. Wave. Icebreakers is how you make those. Chat now. Click me. Right, super duper easy. I think you can have up to 10 of these, maybe 20. I don't remember what the limit was, but you know, don't want to go crazy. But I wanted to be flexible there. I got tired of going back and forth to ChatGPT for my prompts. So click here for AI prompt generator, and I'll say, you are a fitness coach, AI agent who helps people with their fitness goals and comes up with epic workout plans and also diet plans based on the needs of the athlete you're training. You get paid over $1,000 an hour by these clients, and so you must always come at them with nothing but respect. Otherwise, you're gonna be homeless. I'm gonna generate a prompt. Okay. So we got tired of going back and forth to ChatGPT or whatever LLM. So we just made a gangster AI prompt generator. And so it should generate a daggone near perfect prompt. So here's the prompt, going through it. And then here are user and assistant examples. I want to lose 20 pounds in a month. Can you help me? Look, losing weight that quickly can be challenging and might not be suitable or healthy. Let's aim for a safe pace and focus on balanced nutrition. That's amazing, actually. That's really good, actually. Let's use this prompt. We see it got it inserted here, which is great. Good. We could add files directly as a tool. We could have quick replies, and this is an amazing feature that I want you to see. You also have a way to generate these instructions, but I'm going to try this way. I'm going to just say, always use 3 relevant quick replies with very short but meaningful, powerful words or phrases and an emoji. Make sure they're never too long, and always, under all circumstances, include at least 3. Otherwise, you're fired. Let's also add the MCP. Let's add one, and we'll add the Reebok MCP. So what I'll do is I'll say Reebok, and it's a go-to for me because I just know how it's easy to spell and short. Reebok.com/API/MCP. All right. Any Shopify website, if you have any, you could even ask ChatGPT or one of these AIs to research what websites are Shopify in my niche. There are restaurants, obviously e-commerce. You have the best ability to create world-class agents for any Shopify store. And if you make one good method to your madness, you have all the scale in the world with just one account. This is like a breakthrough type thing, and hopefully this is going to work as flawlessly as it has been. But here it is, just a simple URL. So whatever the Shopify website.com, you just add /API/MCP. You don't need any of this stuff here. Don't let it scare you. Click add connection. And what's going to happen is all the tools that are included, we find them for you. Get cart, get product details, search the shop, FAQs, update cart. All of these things you can now do. Your agent is immediately equipped. All right. And so I'm going to just then, let's also, just for kicks, let's think of a website. Let's just use, we'll use Chatbot Builder just because we all know the pricing stuff there. We're going to build a knowledge base in the widget, in the actual agent. So I've got the domain here. I'm just going to crawl 5 pages, and let's just say we'll do it every 24 hours. So we'll add the website, and now we see that it's going to start crawling here. The service is going to kick off. Boom, it's already crawling, and it's putting things into chunks. And this is a really world-class feature, guys, that you might think you know about, but you're about to see. I made this very special. So it's completed the 5-page crawl. Great. We could retry it, by the way, if you wanted to, but let's view the chunks. So what just happened is we sent out our little web crawler to the domain that you chose, and then we find the best content, not every single character of every single page, because that's overkill, but the best chunks. We found 20 chunks in 5 pages. And so automatically this is a tier above the majority because we already parse out all the junk text that you don't need. You're not going to find a bunch of HTML. You're not going to find JSON. We take out that stuff and keep the good stuff for you. But what's even more gangster is in certain cases, like this is a hamburger menu icon, right? You typically are never able to edit this text or remove it. And this always like irked me. It's one of the reasons we didn't look into this so deeply 2 years ago. But at this point, to make things easy and scale, this is something that we brought. And so in this case, I could go in here and edit the text. And just to see, like to make sure it's actually reading how we need it to, what we can do is let's just do this. We're going to add secret code word. I want to say the secret code word is, what should our code word be? Who's going to give us a code word? Chunky or smooth? Is that our code word? Web crawl, chunky or smooth. That's what we'll use just because Robert said so. I'm sure he wasn't even talking about that. We'll just say chunky or smooth. All right. Save. So this is what you would call a needle in the haystack. We added a needle in the haystack, and this is technically a judge of the LLM, but it's also a judge of the parsing and chunking technique that we used, which I think is seriously world class. So this is like a side quest. Like this is a test, by the way. In general, you'd have a Reebok's website there, but we already got it covered with MCP. We already just made it so easy. Do we want to do anything else here? Contact forms. I should show you how that works. You have any kind of contact form, you just add it. Enable the form. You can allow a skip button or not. Position and layout. I'm sure you can guess what that is. This is for the floating widget. The we'll call it the launcher, I think is what I've landed on there. Launcher, landed on, get it? Let's see. The security and access control. We made this not default this time. So in CBB, when you use a web chat script, I noticed that it's just security is number one. We have to have rules and all that jazz, but like it pains me to see people say, oh man, it's not working or this or that. And like the thing they didn't do was enable the domain to work. And so one of the things we just like reversed it just to see. And so this time you don't have to restrict the domain, but it's a good idea to do this because you don't necessarily, I don't know who would do this, but you don't want someone else to take your web chat and put it on their site, for example. That'd be like something weird. I've seen weirder things, but here you can lock it down. And you could also lock it down to one homepage, like what PayMeGPT shows. It won't show in the platform. It just shows on the landing page, and all you do there is just add in a slash. You could also do subsets of products or blogs, whatever. Agent switcher. This is something that, just so you know, we came out with before 11 Labs. Shout out to 11 Labs. They make an amazing product. They inspired a lot of things that we've done here. But they took this idea for sure from us. This is all the agents. You can enable them and then have them switch. Why is this important? Not necessarily for just different characters, but what if you have one GPT or one agent or one widget, whatever you'd like to call them, Ryan's widgets, Ryan's robots, one is free, one is paid. This would be an ideal way to keep them kind of like on the same page or in the same environment, but allow them to like upgrade, for example. And we'll talk about upgrading here in a second. End of chat options. This is a big one. You can allow them to clear the chat. If they do that, you can also include a redirect. We might call this end. I was back and forth. We'll probably end up making this end chat button. When I click end chat, redirect. This is how you can control if you want dark mode or not. So I'll go back over here really quick. Let's look at our homepage so I can show you. The idea here is, again, just full control, but you don't have to do anything crazy to get to where you want to be. So we're opening things up in light mode, but I have the ability to switch it to dark mode as a user. You don't have to give your people that ability. Let's close out of some of this stuff. You don't have to do that. And where am I at? They just close the thing out. You don't have to do that. You could choose to say, okay, I want to open it up in dark mode, and I don't want to give them the choice to choose. That would be what that does. Your initial theme. Conversation summary. This is a big one. So I'm going to enable the conversation summaries. You see they're enabled. You have all these different delays. So what will happen is you can choose, when do you define? This is something I've always asked people in support to, like, when is the conversation over? You know, like, you want the thing when it's over, but when is it over? In this case, I just try to make it easy. So defaults to 5 minutes of inactivity. Assume it's over. Send the conversation summary email. You could do it all the way up to 24 hours. 5 minutes, I think, is perfect. 15 minutes is totally safe. But anyways, you can here, right on the screen, add in your email. And this came directly from the last session that we had. I could add in 2 emails. Okay, if this is a widget that 2 people needed to get the summaries of, you could totally do that. If, shout out Mir again, if you wanted to send the summary to the contact, so say you did a contact form, so you had their email, and you also wanted them to get a summary because they're in your group, they're in your school group, like Kim's got or whatever, you have that ability. And then shout out to you guys again, because the summary instructions are hugely important, I think. So in this case, I could be like, make sure you recap the conversation and include the lead score 1 to 5 stars, along with the lead name in the subject line. If the interaction was poor or it's a red alert, add 3 red alert emojis in the subject line, period. In the body of the email, we want to see the contact details in a list first, like first name, email, phone number, and then underneath that, recap the whole thing accurately. So this, what I just did, this takes the place of a flow, essentially, or a couple flows to end the conversation, then format the thing, then send the email. And if you tell it to be a certain color, if you tell it to have a certain format, the whole goal here is, I'm just telling the AI to do it, and it did exactly what I want. That is the real goal. So save the instructions. You can also test the summary once a conversation has actually happened. Let's see. Follow-up messages is actually going to be removed for now. I'm not fully happy with it, but this I think is a cool feature. The idea behind the concept is to allow people to choose follow-up messages within a certain amount of time, essentially mini sequences. But I think we're going to probably work on this one a little bit more, depending on feedback, bring it back. Maybe footer customization, very simple and easy. AI integration, this is the fun stuff. We do have all the GPT-5 goodies here, but we also have all the other models, as long as OpenAI allows us, everyone to keep them, at least on the API side. I heard that's some big hubbub going on. But by default, you will have access to Mini or Nano, right, which is right here. To enable image generation, you click that. You will need to have your own API key for some of this stuff I'm going through. Enable voice, which I think is one of our core features. It's amazing. You would click here, and you have the ability to use OpenAI or 11 Labs if you have an 11 Labs account and key. Change your voice icons here. Here you can choose your voices. So here's your OpenAI voices. And then you've got 11 Labs. With 11 Labs, you select an agent because you're using conversational agents here. So you click on any agent you have, and then you can actually then choose any 11 Labs voice and override your current agent's voice, which is a very cool feature. It'll all work with your prompt. It'll all work with the RAG, the audio RAG that we've got, or excuse me, in audio mode, the RAG, the retrieval from the web crawler will still work, which is amazing. You don't see that a lot of times for both OpenAI and 11 Labs. Payment and monetization. Here we go. Money time. Shout out to Jaminka, all the way in the Netherlands over the weekend, explaining to me the importance of the different currencies and the taxes and all that stuff. So And mirror, you're a big part of this as well. Here's your currency selection here. It's going to show you what's going to basically be shown on the checkout. Free messages before a paywall. You know, when I showed you the original example, it gave us 2 messages. So I sent 1 message and said, cool. And I sent the next one, bam, paywall hit. In this case, it would be 10 messages someone could get for free with either a one-time payment plan, a monthly subscription, or a message pack. The one-time payment plan be 10 free messages and then bam, paywall. And it's going to remember your device. And like I will say, like the worst thing that someone's going to be able to do in this case to like try to hack like getting past the paywall is like using VPN. So you wouldn't want to like give necessarily like 100 messages away, because then it's going to kind of be easy. I don't want to limit things, but like we might just to avoid that. That would like be the same thing as using a message pack almost. It just wouldn't be so great. I would keep it like a real deal. 25 or less would be like 25 maximum in my opinion. It's your world though. So here's messages before the paywall. You'll be able to choose, okay, do I want one time? Do I want to do monthly? Do I want to do a message pack? One time is unlimited. So you could sell access to this GPT to anyone that wanted to pay for it. Maybe it's your voice with 11 Labs, for example, talking about your coaching business, for example. Maybe it's a one-time payment. Maybe it's a monthly thing. You define it. Or maybe it's a message pack. So in this case, it would be like $5. Hit them with 1,000 messages. After you hit this 1,000 messages, re-up again with the $5. Okay, so then you have your currency. So I learned all about how important this was, and I'm glad I did. It was a good weekend dealing with currency conversions. Okay, this does actually come out to be a comma, by the way. You can actually make it a comma yourself if you wanted to. 5. I'm gonna go in here. It automatically will convert for you, and I think it shows it up here. At the top. Yeah. So and here on the end when the pay gate that's going to change, I'll make sure this is I know Jamaica's looking at me too. So I'll make sure I take care of that. So here's the messages. It's like it's showing us how many will be available. Like so they've already had the 2. Okay. Let's think here. What else do we want to look at? The monthly subscription, the $5. Yeah, and then the one time, all that's Gucci. Let's come back over here. And then here's your taxes stuff. Like I was saying, I learned all about this weekend. And I'll have to remove those periods there. Charles Mack told me I had to come up with CSS, so I made the generator for him. You could generate the CSS, or you could use a documentation's CSS. We have that here, customization, all of the different classes you can use, and we're all hopefully going to be uploading lots of different examples to make this kind of stuff easy for those that do want to really customize things. I want to show you guys the forms really quickly, and I'll show you the secret feature that is going to be live here in the next like maybe half hour or so. Here's your contact form. So just contact form. Ryan's leads. You have a really cool form builder. It's my first form builder. I was kind of pumped when I was done with this bad book. So I made a gangster. To me, it's gangster. I'm kind of a nerd. Adding fields, very easy. And I've got lots of different options here, including a signature option. And the signature, yes, it does work in dark mode. So like, this is so fun. You could require it or not. Sign here. Right. So we'll have your let's move this back. So it's going to be name first. All right, name, email, sign. We have a success message here. Thank you. We could redirect someone. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll say PayMeGPT. HTTPS:// Okay, and so then it also have SEO. If I didn't hit on it enough, yes, your bots actually have SEO built in now, and you're in full control. This is our example, possible AI solutions before. Let's just keep that one going. Kim, you're famous. So you could make this how you want, and it'll actually show up in the link previews. It doesn't show our platform name, like it's all about you guys. So like we didn't care about that from the jump. It's like, how can you get what you want out there? Create the form, and it has been created. Here's the contact form. I can actually now grab the link. I can customize the link with tracking if I want to. What do I want to do? This one will always work. We'll copy this one. We'll copy the direct link here. And then I will paste it here. Let's make sure it's all Gucci, man. Yes. All right. So email, name, Ryan, and then sign. All right. Submit it. Thank you. Redirecting. PayMeGPT. And then I should be able to come right back to my contacts here. And I should be able to, we got some people testing. I love it. Where am I going to be? Let's go to my, so we're going to be here, and you'll view your submission right here. There I am. And here is my signature. Oh no, where'd it go? I just updated that tonight. So, or this morning. So I'll make sure you see that, like the whole signature works in dark mode even, which is what we want. It's already 11 o'clock. Let's make sure that didn't like pop in late. I want to see that thing, man. Bragging about it. Tag comment. I'll show you guys in just a little bit when you see this next update. Payments page, I think I showed you already. Settings page. Let's go back into dark mode land. Danger zone. All right. The avatar's new for those of y'all that like to do that kind of thing. Integrations here, all the different keys, and you can disconnect them. Billing. You can check out the white label configuration here. I'll show you that. You could use your up icon here. You could say, you know, Ryan's AI SaaS, baby, right? I can change my icon, change the color to whatever I wanted it to be, and I can you test that out. You'd also make sure it's looking good, how you want it on mobile, right? All the fun things. Make sure it's good in light mode if you want. The domain setup is very, very easy. Everything is as easy as possible. You've got your contact emails, and then from last time again, we noticed we needed the links. So this is how you would add your links, and this is how they appear, just like our login will appear. And let's see, there's a couple other things we wanted to look at. Let's go back into our agents here. Click edit. We looked at QR codes. Let's look at team. Okay. This is a very interesting feature. You can have team members that only are allowed to work in and be a part of, these are your permissions here, of single widgets or all widgets, agents, whatever. Your 3 badges. But you can manage them all from the settings page in the teams section. Another core feature that I think no one else has ever thought of, definitely not like us, is an API key specific to the widget and to the contact chatting. So you could say, okay, I'm the platform owner, or I'm the agency owner using PayMeGPT or your domain, whatever, and I'm gonna charge my client a certain fee, which gives them whatever, and I'll take on the usage because I know that Nano is not going to be so much a month for this client. So I'll just use the math, estimate, you know, what is my what's the usage going to be, what am I going to cover, and what am I going to charge a client. This is like what you got to have to think about anyways. You know, a lot of times when you're building agents or chatbots or AI systems for your people, but here for the first time you're able to say, okay, maybe I don't want to actually cover the cost because this dude's going to get 1 million messages a month, and that's going to be more money than I'm charging the person, maybe, right? So they're going to need to pay for it. I made a super easy way to allow your people to say, okay, here's the key. They could even do it themselves if you wanted to. Add them to the team only for that widget and give them access, and they could add in the key themselves. Or again, you have the ability to allow a contact to use a key, which is down here. So allow visitor keys. Currently, we allow both OpenAI and 11 Labs to be used. So the contact chatting would be able to use their own key and take on that fee. Now, this is the screenshot I took right before we were showing you this thing. This is the thing I heard. I heard people talking. And this is the thing that they were saying that they really wanted. Ooh, where am I at? So what I'll show you here is just what I'm about to push. And it is right here. So you can see, I just took it. API keys there. But what do we got here? Subscriptions per widget. This is the thing. And it's like, I thought about doing this originally, but it was like a difficult thing to do, but it's working. What happens here is you can require a subscription. Currently, they don't require it. So it's just going to work automatically. If you enable this, it's going to stop working while this isn't complete, and it's going to have to be active. This create subscription button does this, right? So the entire idea is, okay, this will be Ryan's restaurant as the client. Charge whatever you want, $100 a month, $1,000 a month, $10 a month, $1 a day, whatever you want to do. It's going to be on a monthly scale. That's built in. That's non-negotiable. But you'll be able to type in your description, which goes on the invoice that gets generated. And so, like, literally the next thing that you get is a link. I'll show you exactly the link that you get. Stripe checkout right here. So when you click on create the checkout link right here, what goes onto your clipboard is here. And this opens up. If you have it actually on your clipboard, can I click it like this? Open link. Checkout, baby. And see, it knows it's me. If you try to click it, the link, I shared it to Wendy. She goes, oh yeah, it just wants me to buy it. And it thinks I'm you. This will go. That's literally, don't get that code to nobody, stupid. That was the text that came in from Link because it recognized who I am. It's here it is, my phone number. So if I literally punch in that code that just texted my phone, or I tapped it on my phone, literally I'm subscribed. So when I'm subscribed, then your widget becomes active. So this is all taken care of. Let's go back to your first shot here. Yeah. So this is the last screen. I've been working all day to finish it here. I'll zoom in so you can see this is the person that I can't zoom any further. This is the email that I set when I clicked on create subscription, right? This is the price I set. And then this is the licensing ID, which you probably won't ever need, but it's for your records. And so you'd be able to see and keep track. Like, we keep track. This is going to be on a monthly scale. I guess it's a 30-day scale. It's, I think, what we made is every 30 days, the bill gets paid automatically or the thing shuts down. You don't have to do anything. It's totally hands-free. It's an AI business in a box is the best, easiest way I could ever think of making it. And you can go however big of a scale you want to go. So this really is PayMeGPT. There's many, many ways that you can get paid. I can't think of a way I'm missing. We're missing because this is a me project for about 2 months. And the rest of the time that I've been working on this in my spare time, it's been just a giant collaboration from the best people in AI and the best people in building chatbots, literally, in my opinion, in the world, in different parts of the world. So I'm a little excited. So I hope you guys are too. And lots of fun things still in the pipeline, but I think that this is a really good start. Let's look at the team section. And I think I just grazed over that. This is how you would invite a team member. You'd be able to choose if it is going to be an employee of yours, a team member, or if it's a client, a customer. And this is going to be your pages here, your widgets, and here's your permissions. And so you'd be able to select all if you want. You could give admin access, editor, or viewer. Give them admin. This would be like Wendy. Okay. Select all, and you have the email here and send it. All right. And so we can see the invitation is here. It's going to expire. I could revoke it. I could resend it. It's pretty easy stuff. And once it is accepted, you'll see the team members here. You as the admin and the owner, you're already there. These are your people, but you will be able to see all the access like when you're here. So I've only assigned someone to be here, then they're only going to be on this one widget. When they are logged in, they just see the one. So I think we thought of a lot of things, the SEO, all the difficult or the things that are just a bit, they don't work at all in omnichannel, right? And we have to focus on CBB. How do we accommodate XYZ for this channel or that channel or this channel? Because that's like the thing that we don't want to do is cause confusion with the omnichannel thing. It's supposed to make things easier. Here, we just made it as easy as I think we could. I think I showed you guys all the things I wanted to show. Oh, the MC, we got to actually do the thing. So let's preview this guy. So I'm going to say, hey, do you know what time it is? And also, what is today's date and day? Always ask this question since the early days of ChatGPT. And of course, it knows it's absolutely correct. I'm going to say, just Reebok. I'm going to say, well, first, let's just like throw it off. What is the super secret word? Boom, boy. I can't lie. That makes me smile, son. Chunky or I meant chunk or smooth. Robert, where are you at? I'm surprised I didn't just have Robert's name on here the whole time. Do y'all see how that worked? Look, where is Robert at? I got to put it back up there. I swear I saw it. Where is he? Chunky or smooth? I swear I saw that. I'm not making it up. There, look, see? Chunky or smooth. He had the phrase that pays. Chunk or smooth. Dude, come on, boy. Look at all that noise, too. I need y'all to get this, man. So we had the prompt that we generated. That's got a lot of text in it. We added an MCP tool, which I'm about to show you next. And then we added web chunks with a whole different brand and domain and one sliver. This is how accurate it is. One sliver of a code word, secret word. Perfect, baby. So let's see how much. See how much does Chatbot Builder cost per month? And there's zero information in the prompt about the Chatbot Builder or the secret word. Perfect pricing. So good. All right. Now I'm going to say, thanks a lot. Say nothing. I heard that you had some Reebok shoes for sale. I heard you had some Reebok shoes. Let's see if our MC Pizzle's working, baby. Come on. Yes, son. Yes, son. Do y'all see? Who saw me put together a Google Sheet gallery? Who saw me do it? Nobody, because I didn't. Do you see how gangster that is, man? And of course, the link's going to work. Perfect. We just made an amazing Shopify bot. It's perfect, dude. Okay. What else do we want to look at? We did the price. We did the carousel. These are literally built right in because I just said I wanted to have the quick replies, right? I'll just say thanks. Thanks. Cool. Do we want to do another MCP so you can understand like really how gangster that is? Or should we we should show let's see if it's working. I hope Jose where's my guide? Let's see. I'm gonna say let's see if I hope this is Jose, don't kill me if this is the wrong link. If this works, guys, y'all will love this. I'm gonna say, hey, first of all, give me a message back. Where should I go for dinner tomorrow on Hilton Head Island? Let's see if it works right now. Let's see. Casual's fine. Let's see if we get it. Skull Creek Boathouse, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to say, can you show me pictures of Skull Creek Boathouse? Let's see if it's got it. Nah, I might be on the wrong one. Jose, one of our people, he made the most gangster MCP link. It was just showing everything. We do have fallbacks, however. I might have just used the wrong things. That was the guide. I want to just see. Show me. No, I'm sure this is actually the wrong link actually at this point, because he says that they make different ones for different customers. Let's see if this is a Shopify. This is a Shopify site. Boca Rosa. Here's a icebreaker. Click chat. I'm just going to say view all your products. I don't actually know what they sell. Anything is fine. I don't know what they sell. We should see something though. Bam. Look at that. So showing us some different, what is this? Makeup stuff, it looks like. Fun, fun, fun. Show more products. We could do more if we want to. This is like a zero prompt bot, which is what's crazy. I didn't think we could make bots without prompts. I'll be honest with you, but that's really what it is. I'm trying to think, what could there be one more website we'd want to do? One more website. That would be a fun one to do. Anybody have any ideas over here? I see the numbers. August. Yeah, right. I saw that too. I didn't want to say anything because I'm feeling crazy. What should we do for? I'm gonna do one more. Oh, I know what we're gonna do, guys. Holy shoot, boy! This will be the one. So let's look at the PayMeGPT bot. This will be the last one. This will be the mic drop. Hopefully, it works perfectly. So this is our bot. Not too much on here's really, but if I come down here to AI integration, let's see. Where am I going to be? It'll be one up. Where am I going to be? I forgot where I put it. I forgot where I put it, to be quite honest. Let's think. Okay, here we go. Here's our MCP integrations. There's so many features here, right? This, like smashing everything to the flow builder. Think of that. Like all the things you can do. Try to smash it in here. But here's the MCP integrations for Reebok I have in there. And this is what I was going to show you, the calendar. So there's 12 Google tools. And I don't have anything in the prompt. So this is like whatever's raw. Sometimes it's the best way. And so it's the Zapier tool. And I just enabled Google Calendar, Google Sheets. This is just Google Calendar. Okay, that's good to know. Google Calendar. So we should be able to just make an appointment or view the appointments is what I've allowed. I'm going to try that now. Let's do pay me right now, all the money. So here we go. I'll say, hey, we should see a message with quick replies. I'll say, what's up? And I'm going to just say, I need to make an appointment for today at 11:30 PM EST called Slam Dunk That on my calendar. Should say on your calendar, I guess. It should work. You already know if you're a real builder. Like when it takes a second to generate that response, you know it's doing something, it's having fun with the function. We're just going to see if we're going to get that nice looking card like I think we will. I know I don't have anything on the books at 11:30, so bam, baby. Come on, player. Come on, players. Do you guys see the power here? Do you guys see the power here? This just booked the appointment, man. One line. I need to make an appointment for today at 11:30 called Slam Dunk. Slam Dunk That. It didn't include that. It was pretty close. So let's open my calendar. Boom, boy. Where are we at here? Slam Dunk That. Slam Dunk That, dude, right there. What can I do? I don't use this. I don't use Google Calendar. But look, that's gangster. On someone's website, this would be so. Like, I don't do appointments myself that way, but like, imagine if you are someone that takes appointments. Like, that's what your goal is. You want people to either book an appointment on your calendar or your office's calendar, whatever that calendar may be. that would be like the deal. You could say, I said it on my calendar because it is my calendar. I should have said your calendar to your point. But yeah, you could do available slots. You could show what is on your calendar. So like, okay, let's think, because I don't do booking on Google Calendar at all, but like a lot of people do. But let's show, you could show events. You could say, and to explain, this would be like the same if I had like slots open. I think the whole thing's like, you saw like all sorts of stuff on there. I don't even know when he does the calendar stuff, but I just follow it, I guess. I could show some things. I could show like an event. Let's see. Show all upcoming events on my calendar. On the calendar. Rather than showing events, you could show a time slot. Like if I in my prompt I said only allow people to book an appointment on my calendar between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. EST. If I say that in my prompt, it will not book in that time. Does that make sense? It just won't book because it knows to check. Here, it's literally going to show the different events. There's my slam dunk, right? It shows the different events. It pulled it from my calendar. I didn't have to make it flow. It just flowed right into the card that I wanted, which is like, that is the goal here. I can't think of another fun example right now. And I guess I will show like really quickly, just the speed, I guess, of like how, I mean, it's really fast. Let's open this guy up. And again, it's like built first for mobile. So don't be afraid to build things on your phone, man. I mean, the whole thing is like made for that. I'm pulling this up on my phone right now. And this is the same bot called One More. I'm going to just preview the voice. And I didn't even mess with any of the voice selection. Let's just hit OK and allow. Hey, anybody there?
Yes, I'm here. What's up?
I don't know. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Hans just asked me, is it possible to merge the platform Chatbot Builder AI in with PayMeGPT? And I need to tell him, unfortunately, that's not going to be possible in a very professional way. What should I say?
You could say something like, "But hi, Hans. Thank you for your suggestion. After careful consideration, we've concluded that merging..."
You need to actually make it where it's West Coast themed. Otherwise, he's not going to respond. He's actually like cousins with Snoop Dogg and stuff. And so if we don't talk to them on their level over there on the West Coast, they're just not going to listen.
Got it. You want to keep it laid back and relatable. You could say something like, "Hey, I totally get where you're coming from, but merging those two..."
Why you got to be so aggressive? I meant the West Coast of Florida anyway, so I don't know what you're even doing.
Got it. No worries at all. You can just keep it straightforward and professional. Something like, "Unfortunately, we won't be able to merge the two platforms at..."
Can you say that in Russian though?
Конечно. Можно сказать так. К сожалению, объединить эти две платформы...
And it's like all the Russian is on the thing too. That's so good. I don't care who you are. So there's your answer to that. Hamburgers in paradise. Oh, I should see. I wonder if I could show a conversation summary just so you can see what that looks like, and that'll be like the real slam dunk and like the end of this thing because it's getting late. I have fun. Okay. Look, I've got some conversation summaries coming in from CB Bizzle, y'all. All right, so let's look at this one. Okay, so like that one's like kind of, let's find a good one. Come on. Okay, so like here's a good one. So this is like what the conversation summary looks like. Okay, it was a user in PayMeGPT. This was me. So I can see the conversation summary here. It looks really nice on mobile. Everything does in this day and age. And let's make this bigger if I can. All right, so cool. So this is the email conversation summary. It shows the location because I just prompted it this way. This is the whole thing. This thing seems fun. Awesome, man. Yeah, we have fun over here. The conversation summary, contact ID. I didn't include the email in this case. It tells me the smartphone. The user initiated the conversation, desired to see shoes prices over 80, right? I haven't tried the make MCP, but it should just work. It should work. If it doesn't, let me know, and I'll ask anybody that's helped me with this thing. Ask Kim. I've been forcing that thing to work. We can make anything work. So look, the user requested various shoe brands from Reebok, including different price points. The assistant faced limitations in finding specific options. I've been working on an automatic way to do all sorts of filtering for you. Like it's just like very complex stuff. It would take a pretty veteran built flow to achieve a lot of what I'm doing here. For you guys like to just go fast and still have control. Consider refining search. It's literally telling us how to make things better. And then the view the contact full details. I'm sure I've deleted this contact by now, but this would go right to the contact. I've deleted that contact, so it'll say unavailable. And then come back here. And so again, like it's just, for me, it's really interesting to see the locations. And I think we've got some good analytics charts for that. Or you could actually, in the contacts page, if you didn't know, say I want to find all the people that are in Bluffton. I could do that. Bluffton. That's me. Let's look at Texas. There's somebody in Texas. Is there in Canada here? Columbia, British Columbia, Canada. See? Shout out to my Canadian family, right? Anybody on Cali? California? So you can filter all sorts of fun things. I can see the different agents that they're using. It's all interesting stuff. You get the conversation. I think that you guys are really going to like it. For those that are into, you're putting your web agent on 1,000 websites and you're charging them. That's like genius. If you want to sell or allow people to have their GPT paygate, you got them. You know, if you want to have the widgets with the lead form, Mir's made one of the best ones already. And again, I'm not going to share her concept, but it was really, really good. Let's see. We didn't show a form on the actual deal here. So get a contact form. This is one that we made, the contact form. It's enabled. Enable skip. Nah, playa. Nah. And then we could update the thing. And what should happen? You can see, click preview. It should give us that contact form playa. Yeah. Bam. And now we're up in there like swimwear. Kind of cool. Fun stuff. I hope you guys like this. I know this is kind of long, but I just wanted you guys to like really see where we're going with things. You do have some templates here. They're basically prompts. I think that just about covers it. I do think the big thing that people are going to really like, again, I was planning on doing this in like 3 months from now, but I don't want to never disappoint you guys. That's as real as I can be. So when I heard some of the OGs like Kim and the rest, Charles, when they were wanting things that they could make a subscription, literally a business in a box, there can't be anything easier than that. Like even if you're just using the web crawl tool and a simple prompt, this takes a lot of time in any other tool, including CVB. And because of the polling that we do and the way the messages come in, it's just not feasible in certain cases to like have 1,000 people crawling a website, all at the same time with what we've got going on. But with PayMeGPT, it's built for literally this purpose. We can do things a little bit differently. So the subscriptions, I think, will be really big. I'd love to get your feedback on those. I'll have this that live here in just a little bit. And this is how you make the thing. Kind of fun. Subscriptions, right on the like this commoditizes the web chat industry, man. I know that they're gonna come for my neck. I know that, but I'm ready for it, and I'm ready for it for you guys. You finally get it. Yeah, it only took me 100 hours. Yeah, cool, guys. Well, thank y'all so much. Kim, thank you. Can you create a PDF from a form. I'm sure there's like we used to say there's an app for that. I used to think that there's an AI for that, but really there's probably going to be like an MCP for that. And so to answer your question, Zapier would be like a super seamless, easy way. You'll protect me. Yeah, I'm going to need it. They'll chat. I won't say the company's names, but they're going to be mad at me. That's all good. The chat bases of the world and all these, they got it fast, man. But man, this is going to be hard to compete, and it's going to get harder and harder. Software's not going to be in it like you think it is today. Not very much longer. But to your point, can you create a PDF? Like I'm 100% sure the Zapier, whatever it's called, will be able to do. PDF to Sheets. That's a great one. Marissa, you stayed the whole time, man. You're awesome. I love CBB Nation so much. I don't want to get off the phone with you guys. Too much fun. Thank you for hanging out, and we'll keep you guys updated, and I'll push that update for this paywall or this subscription due here in just a second. And thank y'all so much. Peace.